guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is me, it is Kai, and I am here giving you another story time. So my last story time, it did pretty well in the first day, so I was getting a lot of comments like, oh, you should do another story time. So this story, if you couldn't tell already by the title, it's going to be about my first period. Now, before I get into that, I'm going to tell you about how I lied about my period. I lied about getting my period. So I had two friends when I was in elementary school. I think I was like in 5th grade. And back then, like when you get your period, they say all this glamorous shit like, oh, you're gonna be a woman, it's gonna be so beautiful, you can produce, blah blah. So that's how I took it, right? So 5th grade, I had my little two friends that I always hung out with, right? So we would have like a line to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom and I'm like, I'm gonna tell them that I got my period because, you know, like, period was so great back then, I thought. And I was like, oh my god, okay, so I'm gonna tell them that I got my period. So I come out the bathroom and they're both just standing there and they're like looking at me, and I was just like, I got my period. And they just started cheering like, oh my god, you're a woman now, blah blah blah. And they just came up to me and started hugging me like, oh my god, how is it, how does it feel, this and that. I don't want to say my two friends' name. If you guys are watching this video, I lied. I just say how it was, like, from the books. I'm like, oh my god, like, it's red, you know, I just put a pad down there, I'm a woman, because I'm a lying ass bitch. So fast forward now, let's get into the real story of how I first got my period. I was in 8th grade, so it was my last year in middle school, right? I woke up, I brushed my teeth. After I brushed my teeth, I went and wiped myself, and I looked. And ladies, you know how it is when you first, if you remember your first period, when you wipe yourself, there's like this certain color, okay? It's not red. It's a certain color to when you first get on your period. So I looked at it and I didn't know what the fuck it was. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is my shit looking like this color? Whatever. I just put some tissue down there. Gross, I know, whatever. I don't give a fuck. So I put some tissue down there and I'm like, okay, that was weird. I didn't think it was my period because periods are red, right? So I'm sitting in class, right? And I'm just sitting there like, I'm like moving like this. The teacher probably was like, what the fuck, this ADHD ass bitch, right? So I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? And I'm going like this because I'm like, it's wet down there. Like, why am I wet down there? And I'm like, I know I didn't pee on myself, so what the fuck is going on, right? So whatever, I just let it go because I remember earlier when I wiped myself, I seen this color that I didn't know what it was. So I'm like, and back then I wasn't having sex, so it wasn't like, do I have like an STD? Like, what the fuck is going on with my vagina? So it wasn't none of that. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm still like moving around like this, and I'm like, okay. So I raise my hand and I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. So my teacher let me go to the bathroom and I wipe myself because I still had that tissue in from, you know, from the morning. I wiped myself and I pulled the tissue up. And it was bright red, so I'm like, I got my period. And I'm like, oh my god, like, I got my period, But I previously told my friends that I already had my period years ago because I'm a lying ass bitch. And so I went back to class and I'm all like cheesing and shit. I'm just like, you know, yeah, I'm a woman now. I'm still in the same like class. I started getting cramps and I'm like, oh shit, like, I did not read about this, and like, no one told me about this. Like, I felt literally like I was about to die. So I raised my hand again and I'm like, listen, you know, talk to the teacher. I'm like, I'm not really feeling good, I feel sick, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I didn't feel like I was gonna throw up, but that's what I said to get out of class. So they let me into the office and then I called my mom. Back then it wasn't really normal for like people of my grade to have phones, and phones wasn't really like now. My fucking cousin who's 4 years old, the bitch has a phone. I shouldn't have said bitch, oh my god. She has a phone, right? She's like 4 and I'm like, what the fuck? So it wasn't normal for us to have phones, which is weird, I know. I'm an old ass bitch. But anyway, so I went to the office and I called my mom and I'm like, I don't feel good, can you pick me up? And she remind you she's at work. So I'm like, I don't feel good, you have to come, like I feel like I'm about to throw up. So, and I never call my mom to come pick me up or anything. So she was like, oh, this shit has to be serious. So she got off of work, and I wonder if my mom is gonna be watching this. So I stayed there and waited for my mom to come. So she comes in the office, and she comes like, what's wrong with you? Like, and I'm just like, oh, my stomach hurts so bad. So in a little bit, I was kind of, I don't know, I wasn't embarrassed about having my period, but I was embarrassed to tell her. I don't know why. So I just put her to the side, and I was just like, Mom, like, I'm bleeding down there. And she was just like, I thought she was gonna be like, oh my God. I thought it was gonna be unicorns and rainbows and shit like that. Like, oh my God, you're a woman. And she was like, you called me off of work for this? And if you ask her, she's probably gonna be like, she's lying. No, I remember this. She's like, you called me off of work because you got your period? And I'm just like, I'm fucking dying right now. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm dying, I'm bleeding to death, and I have cramps. So she's like, you called me off of work for this? Like, what the fuck? You could have told me, I could have got you some pads. The office had pads, so she was like telling the lady at the front desk, she was like, you know, yo, like, she got her period, she started her period. And they were like, oh, we got something for her. We, you know, bruh. I don't even know how to explain this. So they gave me this big ass fucking, like, I don't even know. They gave me this big ass fucking pad. This is what it looked like. They was just like, here you go. Like, put this in your panties. And I'm just like looking at it like, this gotta be a fucking joke. Like what the fuck? Like, when I see like commercials, I see these thin ass pads, and I'm just like, oh my God, I want to wear those one day. And then for someone to hand me something thick as fuck like this, I'm just like, you tried it? Like, this is I was like trying to see over it. Like, are you fucking joking with me? Anyway, they gave me a couple pads. My mom left. She left. I thought I was going home free and to lay down. So they gave me this big ass fucking pad that I put in my vagina. The rest of the day, the cramps kind of settled down. So it was so crazy because, like, in a sense, I was so happy that I got my period. I was just like, oh my God, like, I'm a woman. And I was a very late bloomer. I might, you know, I got some big ones now, but I was a late bloomer back in the day. So I didn't really have no titties or anything. No boobs. Okay. So I sat back in class, you know, and went to my next class, and I'm just like, and only I know, I'm like, yeah, I'm a woman now. Like, y'all are not women, I am a woman. And so I'm just like walking down the hallways like I'm a woman, you are not. Like, it was so, like, I was so desperate for people to know I was on my period. I was linked over to this girl on the side of me, and I was like, hey, you got a tampon? Like, what? I wanted people to know that I was on my period so fucking bad. Why I don't is beyond me. I don't know. Now, these days, I wish I could have waited my whole life to get my period, because what they tell you in the books is not true, honey. It's not all unicorns and rainbows and shit. The shit hurts. I am currently waiting to be on menopause because I can't take it no more. Like, every time I'm on my period, I'm like breaking down, like, like, what is life? I want to fucking die and kill myself. For those who are watching me, because I've been looking at the age range that's watching my videos, and you guys are young, and I didn't expect for young people to start looking at my videos, okay? I was expecting people more of my age, you know, like 21 and up. You know, my age, 21. No, I'm just kidding. But if you guys have not, if you're watching this and you have not gotten your period yet, wait. Just wait. You don't want it. Trust me, you don't want it. I'm still going through it. It's been, I don't know how long, I don't know, I don't know how long, but just wait to get your period. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time of me getting my first period. I thought it was funny. I actually never told no one this, so thank you guys for getting this far along in my video. Sorry if it was like disgusting to you, if you guys have weak stomach, maybe you guys are eating. I apologize, but it has to be told. It has to be told. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. Bye.
Well, alright. Well, alright. It's boss status. I'm focused. I got clientele. Started my own business, got no time for jail.